How y'all doing? Daniel Gaines here. Gonna do a video real quick. Since I have court tomorrow for the revision hearing, I have a little bit of time before I have to go back to work. So here we go. Tomorrow, I'm not actually sure how this one's gonna go. I'm more leaning towards it's going to be kind of the same as usual from this judge. It's an actual judge this time, not a fucking clown-ass commissioner. But I'm expecting really the same. Ignoring the law. I know he hasn't looked at, because he's only been given the case just a day or two ago, so I know damn well he ain't had time to look over 240, 250, whatever the hell it was, pages of that I filed for the revision. So I fully expect him to ignore everything, violate the law, and further deepen the conspiracy. However, there's a part of me that can't fully commit to that due to circumstances. Okay? See, this particular judge has only been a judge since 2014 in Pierce County. However, for the 25 years before he got on the bench, 25 years, or at least just short of 25 years, one of the two, but roughly about 25 years, he was assistant prosecuting attorney. 25 years spent as a prosecuting attorney for Pierce County. Which means this guy's extremely well aware of the criminal codes and the criminal laws. Which means that whenever I cite a bunch of them, he's going to know that they're applied, because the evidence is going to be right in front of him and he's going to be told exactly where it is. So, it's going to be so easy to catch this guy up in his own shit because of his background. Like, I'll give you a brief example, and this is actually you'll see this in the video tomorrow of the court hearing, that is, the video of the hearing. I'm straight gonna tell the judge, you spent 25 years as a prosecuting attorney. You're very well aware of what the criminal codes are. You're very well aware of the fact that when dealing with constitutional matters, the supremacy clause is in effect. Therefore, federal legal codes, federal criminal codes are applicable and have to be enforced thanks to Howlett v. Rose. You're well aware of what these criminal codes are, or at least should be, 25 years in the prosecuting attorney's office, which means compared once I cite them with the evidence presented to you and in front of you, it is unarguable. Nothing can be disputed. You have direct evidence in front of you of everything I'm going to cite as fact. And then I'm going to go into citing a bunch of shit. And like I said, the beauty of it is, this guy's kind of fucked because he spent 25 years as a prosecuting attorney. He should know these laws. So, kind of should be a bit limited on what he can do. However, they've all been limited as they've directly ruled against standing case precedent in the state and everything else, because it's all in the filings. It's been in the filings multiple times. They just repeatedly ignore it. They think they're special and can do whatever the fuck they want. They're going to learn the hard way. Because, see, fact is, I don't care about tomorrow's ruling. Not one bit. I already expect them to fucking ignore the law again. It's what they do. It's the state of Washington. It's what tyrants do. It's what corrupt fucking criminals do. They ignore the law. So that's my expectation. Like I said, there is a part of me that's doubtful of that, but the expectation overall I have to go with is still that the laws will be ignored. However, that's not the purpose of this. Because even if they give me my money back, which should have already happened a long time ago. Because, I mean, the amount of errors that exist on the record are just staggering that the fucking courts have allowed it to stay that way without addressing any of the very serious errors. But, see, the purpose of this, even if they give me my money back, he's not going to set it over for summary judgment, which is part of what he has to do. It's not discretionary matter, at least according to their own standing precedent in case law. It's not discretionary. He doesn't have a choice. So, he's not going to set this over for summary judgment, which means I still file the appeal. Notice of appeal still gets filed tomorrow or Monday, whenever they get around to fucking getting the document so I can get access to the document. They like to prevent me from getting access to things that way I can't appeal or anything else, or they just straight up block my appeal, which I can prove twice has happened. Blocking my appeals without cause, just straight up denying it. Done right and everything. Notice of appeal correct and all. Straight up deny it and block it. But I digress. This time I've already reached out to the appellate courts though, so they know it's coming. Anyway, I digress. Now tomorrow's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of things cited. They're basically going to get shown more of my hand, so to speak. I'm going to lay out some things, going to inform them of just how much I do know. And I do that each time. I give a little bit more and a little bit more, but this time I'm actually going to go quite a bit into stuff. Like I said, this is the final one before the appeal. And then as soon as the appeals court hands down a ruling, as soon as that happens, same day, depending on what time it is, there is a time difference. I am ahead of them in time, 2 hours in fact. But depending on the time difference, if possible, the same day, federal lawsuit will be filed. And you can bet your ass, as soon as I have the case number for the federal filing, y'all gonna know. Which means the day it's filed, I'll have a copy that to an extent I'll be showing. And that's what really kicks the fun off. Now, there is a way they can prevent me from being able to file the federal lawsuit. And that would be, give me back my money tomorrow, set it over for summary judgment. During the summary judgment, fully address every single legal issue, and remedy them all, whether it be jail time, sanctions, whatever the case needs to be under the law, remedy them all correctly. And I mean everything. That includes against all the judges and every other corrupt actor in the state. Then and only then would I not be able to file in the federal courts. Anything less, I still have things that are actionable, and it's still going to be done because I'm exposing them. That's what this is all about. It's about exposing the corrupt to ensure that anybody who's coming behind me isn't subjected to the same abuse I've been subjected to for all these years. So, they gonna learn the hard way. Period. One way or another. They gonna deal with it sua sponte, or they gonna deal with it at the federal level. Either way, they're gonna learn the hard way. Because they're fucked, and they know it. But yeah, this is the last one before the appeal. And I'm going to bring up this judge's 25 years of his life as an assistant prosecuting attorney. That way, it's just even more comical whenever he gets legally schooled by the guy who's never stepped foot in a law library, let alone went to law school. And just like everybody else, he's going to be completely 100% unable to cite any fucking legal anything to justify the conduct and actions that's going to happen. And they just keep digging in deeper. Unaware of the fact that I'm very well aware that at each step, They're deepening the conspiracy. More names are getting added into the conspiracy. And it's just increasing the amount of damages that the state's liable for. And this isn't Daniel Gaines saying this. This is the United States Supreme Court, the federal appellate courts, the federal district courts, and even the state courts in the state of Washington all say this. Not me. I'm nobody. I'm not special. They're not going to overturn all this shit on account of me. I'm insignificant to them. The industry's too lucrative. They'd rather pay me off to shut me up than let this go too deep and get exposed. The problem is, I don't give a fuck about the money. Y'all have robbed me fucking blind, or tried to, for years anyway, and forced me to work beneath my means so I can provide for my family because of y'all, because of the theft and the criminal conduct of y'all's on y'all's part. So y'all have already forced me to live under my means. I don't need the money. My bills are already paid. It ain't about the money. I'll settle for damage-wise $1. Only if every single person who's ever touched this is held to account fully under the law. There must be legislative reform and much stiffer penalties and consequences in the family law arena, as well as child support. And when these state actors violate it, that's where the severe consequences have to come into play. There must be a zero tolerance policy adopted at the legislative level. So, all the corrupt and guilty face consequences of their action. Complete reform in the family law arena. And since y'all have forced me to become an expert on family law, it's only fitting that I get to be a part of the reform process to make sure it's fair and equal as the Constitution and 14th Amendment call for. Let's see. And then, yeah, I want to ensure that the final thing is everybody who's ever touched this case, the ones that they do decide to give a slap on the wrist, because there's some that ain't gonna be facing necessarily prison time, be more so they can get away with fines. But the problem is they're gonna be able to maintain their job and keep doing the same shit to other people. So that's gotta happen too. They all gotta go. Every one of these fucking criminals gots to go. Not allowed to hold a job in the state in that field anymore. Period. Again, only those that I can show cause for. I'm not saying a blanket thing, just for those I can prove are guilty of violations of law or violations of protected rights. Not unreasonable, fair and balanced. If I can't prove it sufficiently, obviously that person shouldn't be in any kind of trouble or anything else. I failed to prove my case. I'll play that game and take that gamble. Bet your sweet ass I will. I damn sure will take that. That comment was directed towards them. But yeah, I'll damn sure take that gamble. I know what I can prove. I know what the laws are. I know what the case law is, and I can support every claim I make. And again, I ain't even got into the RICO yet. Trust me, it's coming. I'll mention it again tomorrow, but I'm not going to go too much into it. But just briefly, I'm going to mention it that way. It's on the appellate court's radar. Because, well, the evidence already on record filed into this proves it. At least with the Title 4D program and child support. I haven't done anything in this child support side as far as the foster program goes. That's another area I'll be suing for the RICO violations. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, I just wanted to give an update. What little time I have before I have to get back to work. I think I have, almost 40 minutes before I got to leave. So I'm gonna get something to eat and start getting some of my documents together for in the morning. And then later tonight, I'll finish getting everything prepped up for tomorrow. And then record at 9 a.m. Washington time, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is my time. And the video that'll be coming after that, yeah, it'll speak for itself. So can't wait for y'all to see this. Gonna be awesome. But until then, y'all have a good night. Love y'all. Peace.